Hey guys, welcome back to Release the Craftin. Still here with a catastrophe. Stuff is already falling. I just started. What the heck? With another edition of Cabinet of Curiosiprompts, which is a month-long art challenge hosted by myself and my friend Tiff at AmethystRaven342. Check her out, see what she does for today's prompt. Also, check out the playlist. It's in the description box. Hit see more, you see more. And you can see the playlist, you can see the Pinterest board, you can see all the inspiration there. That we have been collecting for a hashtag Curiosiprompts. And without further ado, words and things. We're on day 27. The prompt for today is Mirabilia, and it's a noun, which means the odd, uncanny, and inexplicable. So, we're making tags. We're making a tag. I find that, my accent varies, so my pronunciation of tag changes sort of randomly. What was the prompt? Wow. Odd, uncanny, inexplicable. That's what I needed. I knew it was Mirabilia, you guys. I just didn't remember what the exact words were. I went ahead and picked some colors. Picked out Victorian Velvet, which is my all-time favorite oxide color and ink color. And then I also picked out Tattered Rose, because I would like it to be these colors. There's really no other reason. Because I like these colors and I want them to come together. Yeah, look at that. That's nice. And actually, Victorian Velvet is an interesting one for me in particular because I don't know why I like it. It's an interesting color. On the Distress ink chart, it's with the purples, which I guess I can kind of see, but it always reads more pink to me than purple. Sorry, I'm cleaning off my brush down here. So I think it's, you know, it's interesting that they categorize it as a purple. You guys tell me, what do you think? This is gonna be one of those, like, what color is the dress situations. But is Victorian Velvet pink, or is it purple? You tell me. There's a lot of green in this brush. I might be making mud here in a second. What the heck? Okay, I think we got it. Okay, not too bad. Just buff that out. And then, I just keep saving all these little, like, grungy paper towels, just in case I can squeeze a little bit more out of them. A little more use. It is another late night for me. Crafting the better part of the day, but I also started fairly late too, so I think time-wise it's about the same amount of time for me to be crafting. Same amount of hours as took a break here, you know, to go for a little walk and then had dinner and stuff, but I think it's, you know, about the same amount of time. I'm not sure if I would say it's the same amount of work. I don't know how much I've accomplished comparatively, but things have been happening, so I guess that's progress. Maybe this one? Oh no, because this is like neon pink. That's too bright. Oh, I also have a peachy color. I don't know how that will look. Let's find out. Use the peachy color as our base. And then come in with this little bubblegumish pink color. And then a smash of water. That's the technical term. I'm gonna smash. Most of this is gonna get covered up again because that is just how I make tags nowadays. But for the part that can be seen, I think that will work. So let me dry. Okay, so that color just dried right down in there. I don't even know if you guys can see. It's very, very subtle. The color distinction. But it works. It does the things. The things and stuff. Although I will say, now that I'm looking at this on camera versus like with my eyes, it does look sharply pink on the camera and does have more of a purple undertone now that it's mixed in with everything else here, so maybe it is more purple than I think it is. But I'm going to go through with foil covered Victorian velvet and this micro dot, whatever, dot matrix, that's what they call it, stencil into the background. I don't have Tattered Rose Distress ink, otherwise I would try it as well, but I think we'll get enough out of the Victorian velvet. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's Butamus. I don't even think this little bottom part matters, but it does to me. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty good. Good start, at least. Friend, where have you been? Let me think. What else? What's numbers? This is another one of those ones that's like going off of the vibes because I just want it to be like a loose creation. Stretch. And let's go gray. So I think pink and gray is a good combo. I was gonna do, no. I caught myself before I turned this around and made it a 9. That's one of those ones where your art brain is working, but your main brain has to catch up. That's what happened there. But yeah, I'm trying to keep it loose so that we get an interesting like outcome, because it's supposed to be unusual, right? Uncanny, inexplicable. And I guess because of that, we don't have to justify every action. We can just make something happen. What's another number 1 on here? These are numbers. I'm just going to ink up the numbers. Oh, just drop that directly onto my hand. And yeah, I feel pretty good about that. Because honestly, the thing is, guys, I have a giant focal image that's going to take up the majority of what I've done here. So I'm not trying to be like precious or weird or particular about anything, because it's going to get covered. So for Mirabilia, for the inexplicable, we have a lady with a rat's nest in her hair slurping up a rat. And yes, I love it. It's gonna be great. I actually got this out of I have like a weird, unusual, gothic type of art book. What's it called? Oh, I already put it away. Never mind. Sorry, guys. I was gonna tell you, but I put it away already. And yeah, don't be mad. I cut out this picture, which was also cool, but it was not nearly as fun or unusual as Rat King hair. And I think you guys know I like a rodent. I talked about that before. So yeah, of course I was gonna pick the one with the rats. I found one. I was gonna do the other one. There was one that had like these sort of sculpted gangster mice with like tattoos, and they were carrying like a little knife and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is really cute. But then I was like, nah, don't do that one. And so I kept like flipping through the book, and then I found this one and was like, this is perfect. She's girly pop. She's doing weird things. I don't quite understand what's happening. Or why she's like that. And then I chose the pinkish colors because of the colors that were showing up in here. Oh, I had ink on my fingers. Again. Just Jiminy Cricket. Get everything nice and stuck down. I did pre-fussy cut this. Oh, it's got a big old ugly smudge on it now. Anyways, I was gonna say, I did pre-fussy cut this just to save you guys the trouble of having to watch me fussy cut it. And also because, like, my last couple of videos have been like 40 minutes a piece, and I was like, you really gotta trim that down. So I figured in the very least I could cut out the fussy cutting, and then it wouldn't be so long. Oh, his little tiny tail. I'm sorry, my friend, but you must go. Okay, so let me think. What is a solution to big ol' smudge on the front of the project? What's a solution? Do I have pink embossing powder? I don't think I do. Oh, I might have Tattered Rose, though. That's a possibility. But I feel like it's not Tattered Rose. I feel like it's Antique Linen. I feel like that's the case. Excuse you. I'm thinking... Let me look at my embossing powders. I do, in fact, have an embalming glaze in Tattered Rose. So, that's what we're going to use. And I think maybe we'll bring in the dot matrix. I was going to get a different stencil and work with that, but I think, yeah, we can bring that forward and bring the dots forward. And at least obscure a bit of that big ol' ugly smudge in the front. So, let's see. Make sure I get the smudge, actually, because that would be irritating to go through the entire process of trying to, like, emboss it, only to be like, oh yeah, you didn't actually do it. So let's see what we got, huh? What we're working with. And it's not going to cover up the smudge entirely, but it's going to do enough to sort of distort that I smudged it with my inky fingers like I do everything. Where's my little garbage paper? There it is. I did consider texture paste being an option too, but I don't want to wait for it to dry. Gonna be real. I really just don't want to wait for it to dry. Okay, and then hopefully our background was dry enough before I dumped all this on here. That I don't have to end up like brushing it all off. Well, it wasn't, to answer that question. That was a big mess. But you know what? I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with it. I'm just trying to see if I could get that big old smudge out of the middle. And I got that. So let me see. Okay, well maybe that's more effective. Let me blow on this a bit. Okay, ready? Oh, I like it. I like it. I also like that I forgot that the background also had it, so I didn't line it up here, so there's like a ghost sort of print between the glaze and the background. And I really like it because it's like more uniform down here, like it's all part of the piece, and then when you get farther up it's like distorted sort of as it goes on. I also like it in her hair. It's very subtle but effective. So there we go. We got Mirabilia, the odd, uncanny, and inexplicable. I would say, job well done. That's gonna be it for me, guys. Come back tomorrow, see what we do for the next day of #Curiosiprompts, and I will catch you guys all in the next one. Make sure you check out everybody else. Amethyst Raven 342, see what she did today. Check out the playlist, all the stuff, all the things. It's all in the description box for your viewing pleasure. And until next time, guys, happy crafting and goodbye.